Say guys, navigating your 20s is actually wild. So we're actually getting real today. Say less. I'll call you back in a few minutes and we'll get right into it. Cause child, I know you have a lot to unpack, so do I. Hey guys, Mom could say welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. As you can see with today's title, we're going to be doing a FaceTime diaries, and I'm just going to be answering a couple of questions about this 20-something's life. You know, like I feel like answering questions helps me also pick at my mind and just like discover what's going on in my head, because child, so much is going on. And I'll also be doing my makeup. I told myself I also want to just get better at doing my own face beads and learning different types and styles of makeup. So yeah, let's achieve this look together. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. This adulting thing is not a joke, and I constantly need to talk about it so that I can stay sane. I got these questions from ChatGPT. What's something I've unlearned from my childhood that has helped me grow? Letting myself know that I am responsible for how the rest of my life looks like. I cannot erase the past or try and rewrite history, but I can definitely determine how my future looks like by a change of mindset, change of perspective, a change of attitude. Letting go of the victim mindset and letting go of thinking someone is coming to save me. Looking at my parents as human beings and people that are also learning this life thing for the first time. The unrealistic expectations that I had for them. I had to understand that before they became mom and dad, they were also individual beings that were fighting their own things, and they did the best they could with the knowledge they had. And you know, the way my life is going to be from now until I die is solely my responsibility and no one else's. I get to determine how I map out my future. I get to determine how my life turns out, whether it's going to be a success or not. And just understanding that life happens the only way that it knows how to. And I was born into the family I was born into for a reason, a purpose, and waiting for that plan to unfold. Because one thing about it, God has his reasons. What's a habit you're working on to become the best version of yourself? For me, it's consistency. I honestly feel like consistency, is the name of the game. I want to be consistent, and for me, my consistency this year is my YouTube channel. I definitely want to invest more in my channel. I want to show up more. I want to be more authentic. Even if I don't show up feeling 100% today, the fact that I showed up is enough. And all those small little things count. They count for something at the end of the day. So I need to give myself a little pat on the back and tell myself I'm doing well. So last week I was supposed to release a video, and I had edited it. I was ready to put it out, and I lost all my footage. I was actually so bummed out, because I was like, damn, I spent the whole day doing this video. I edited it. I put in my heart and soul. I dedicated hours to editing this, and it's just gone like that. I called it a night. I kid you not, I was so defeated. I called it a night, and I told myself you know what? We'll try again tomorrow. It was not a matter of oh, let me quit this YouTube thing. Maybe it's a sign, cheat. I just told myself you know what? It's a bad day, not a bad life. Let's go to bed. We'll wake up and try again. And that's exactly what I did. Remaining positive, always. Attacks are always going to come. It's not always going to be a good day, and some things are not going to make sense. But keeping a positive mindset and just understanding. If you become short-sighted, honestly, you're going to be so unhappy, because there's so many things that happen in the now that you don't but they have to happen for you to be more comfortable in your future, for you to be grateful for the things that are yet to come. If we didn't give credit to character development, we wouldn't appreciate the depth in our characters after those things we go through, you know? Because you can't remain a shallow person, you can't remain a short-sighted person, you can't remain a sheltered person for the rest of your life, you know? And character development honestly just helps you to open your eyes, to get that wake-up call that shows you that, you know what, things are actually not as black and white as they seem to be. What's your definition of having your life together in your 20s? Cool. Being financially stable, being able to take care of myself, being well-traveled. I want to travel, so like being well-traveled is something I would feel like is being put together, you know, not being in debt or not being in bad debt, because there's good debt that helps you with your credit scores and stuff like that. So me not being in bad debt is something that I feel like would define me being, you know, put together in my 20s. And also just not making bad decisions that will be permanent, and being smart and learning from the past and seeing how others did it and not trying to make those mistakes too. Like, you can't learn mistakes from other people, but you can learn from other people's mistakes. And for me, being put together in my 20s is praying to God and being with Him, overcoming generational curses as well. Although it's like a lifetime journey, so it's like I don't expect myself to like break generational curses right now. It could be a lifelong journey of me constantly, you know, being in battle, but keeping God by my side and Him helping me overcome these things. Another thing that I've learned, guys, in my 20s, in these 20-somethings, about self-growth and independence is like, so last year, was it last year? Last year, 2023, December 2023, like not even umgan. So I had an acquaintance, and that acquaintance will name her Sally. So I had an acquaintance called Sally, and we're in the same program together, and we used to stay in the same residence hall. So Sally and I were not friends, but we were pretty good acquaintances, and I knew umuntu kade jola lai. And umuntu wakhe bebe jola for like a really long time. And I had omunye umngani wami Nzambizu Doreen. So Doreen umna wakhe uthiwa ngu Lucy. So Lucy umna ka Doreen waqasa ukujola lo mfana lo ka Sally. And I found out about it because I knew both girls, right? Mina ngacabanga ukuthi nginceda umngani wami, ngahamba ngiyatshela acquaintance wami lo enhlala la uRez uthi ndoda umuntu wakho lo ojola la ngizwe ukuthi ujola lo Sally umnaka Doreen, and abantu laba bayi-2 bavele ekhaya. So it was one of those things ukuthi lo ngiyamazi but laba bavele ekhaya ngiyabazi futhi. So what's going on, girl? So basically, to just like cut the story short, indaba yaphelela kimi, they basically literally murdered the messenger. That was me. And from there, I learned ukuthi kumele ngiphume endabeni zabantu. And when I look at it in hindsight, guys, I actually had no business being involved in there. Then at the same time, I thought ukuthi ngiyamazi and I feel so bad ngimkhangela ngiyakwazi ukuthi umuntu wakhe ubhizi ujola lo nkazana lo. 20-year-old me had no business doing that, but now 22-year-old me sees it and she's like, I feel like you wouldn't have learned your lesson had you not gone through it. You know, like sometimes you have to go through it to actually learn. So I had to learn through experience, and highly don't recommend. What's the best money advice you've learned so far? Honestly, guys, being very frugal. I feel like living below your means is a very smart way to build your savings and not de-influencing yourself from certain things. You don't always need a shopping cart every month. You don't always need to buy food every day. You don't always need that new pair of whatever. Like, you ask yourself every single time you're about to buy something, you ask yourself, is it a need or a want? For the longest, guys, I was just blindly buying stuff, and now I buy with like knowledge. I buy with wisdom behind it, knowing kuti, is this a need or it's a want? Do I really need this? And then designating specific days for me to spoil myself. Like, there's nothing wrong with spoiling yourself once in a while, but if it becomes a lifestyle, child, And for me, for the very longest, my spending habits were a lifestyle. I would use it as an excuse every single time I would, go through a little bit of inconvenience. I'm like, but I deserve it. Let me buy myself A, B, C, and D. I recently started tracking how much I spend on Uber, and guys, I try my best to use public transport. Like, I use a mixture of both public transport and Uber. Like, if I see Kuti, here I can take the bus and I really do not need to take the Uber, I will not. If I don't need to make the trip, I will not. I was paying for Pilates and I am at work for 20 days and I only come home for 10 days, and I probably go for Pilates like 4 times in those 10 days. And I was paying a subscription every month for it. And this was money that was going down the drain. And I was like, I need to cut out certain things that I don't need. So yeah, being in touch with your finances. I feel like for me, I never had financial literacy. So I just dived into it blindly and my finances were just not good. One thing you need to do is read more books about finances, track your finances, like see where your money is going. Because I feel like if you see where your money is going, you'll cut out so many things that are not necessary. You might think like, oh, it's just a measly $5, but it's like that $5 can be used and redirected to something else, you know? Like, you can go to your bank and like get a financial advisor to speak to you about these things and gain more knowledge about it. You can go on YouTube, you can go on TikTok, just like look into it. I feel like you telling yourself like, oh, I'm so young, like, you know, I don't need to start thinking about things like savings, is you shooting yourself in the foot. Once you start this young, you're literally helping yourself. Like, learn about credit, learn about how to build your credit, de-influencing myself from like these trends of always having holes and all that stuff. Like my makeup, I don't need makeup until when. I know sometimes like you look at me busy mixing my foundations because the shade is wrong. I told myself I'm going to use up all these foundations that I bought until they're finished, then I'll go and buy foundation. I don't need new makeup. Right now, like, I have more than enough and I'll use it until it's done. I don't buy clothes anymore as much as I used to. I buy clothes like maybe if I'm going for an event and I don't have a dress, I'll buy that. I have a whole wardrobe full of clothes. Would you rather work a job that pays 6 figures but drains you, or a job you love that pays just enough? Guys, I will, based on I would rather pick a job that honestly keeps my mental health in check over the bag. Because the only reason why I can't leave Kwantiruko is because anjani begs for me to like think I can just up and leave, you know? But if given the opportunity, I would definitely pick the latter. I would rather just like save my mental health and not do it, because we can't do it, guys. And then the next one is, what's a financial goal you're working towards right now? For me, it's just to grow my savings. The car, because I mean, a car would be huge, you know. I don't mind getting my first car now. I don't even have a driver's license, so getting my driver's license too, so yeah. What's something you used to tolerate in relationships that you would never allow now? Inconsistency, or even like seeing the red flags and choosing to ignore them because you're not yet brave enough to leave the situation. Understanding that it's not the end of the world if a relationship ends, guys. It's actually not the end of the world. Life moves on. You'll be fine. You'll cry. You'll acknowledge your feelings, yes, because we don't repress over here. We go through it and then we move on. And understand that it's not the end of the world. It's really not. So, yeah. Do you think you should be dating for fun or for marriage in your 20s? Do you know what? To each their own. Personally, for me, I'm dating for marriage. I'm dating for the long run. My feelings are not a playground. I don't see myself being in a relationship just for bands, just for like kikis and hahas, you know, like, I don't know. I've never had that mindset where it's like we're just jolaring for the time being, for a good time and not a long time. No. My nervous system cannot tolerate that. So yeah, I get into it very delusional. For me, it's like to each their own. There's some people that are dating for fun or to pass time because they're lonely and they need someone around, you know, they need companionship and all that stuff. Personally, for me, I can't do it. So this one says, what's a dating lesson that changed how you view love? Life is a projection. The way people treat you is not on you, but on them. People are fighting their own internal battles. People are fighting demons out there. People don't know better, so they won't do better. Some people do know better, but they choose not to do better. Hey guys, so just to chime in regarding what I was talking about, I actually started reading The Power of Your Dreams, and this was way after I recorded that video. And Stephanie Ike literally puts it the way I wanted to explain it. Like, she said, no one hurts you from a place of love or wisdom, and those that hurt you are victims of their own brokenness, which is exploited by the enemy to carry out his bidding. So yeah, just to add a little spice. But anyways, as we were. Or sometimes you could be with people, but people do change. People evolve, people unlearn certain things and learn new things. And sometimes you grow apart or you want different things out of life as opposed to what you both wanted when you started off together. And that is honestly okay. Like, I love love. I love every single thing about love. I don't think what someone does is ever going to alter that for me. It's just like saying like, oh, the way I perceive God is altered based on how Christians act. The way people act has nothing to do with God. It's solely on them, you know? Same thing with love. Love remains untainted. Love remains pure. And the only thing that makes love a very painful experience is how people use it or how you perceive love based on a person. You know, you cannot define love based on an individual, based on a human being. It's multifaceted. It has different layers to it. Like, we cannot start to say, oh, I don't believe in love, but it's like, you love yourself, no? You find love in the smallest things. You find love and appreciation in like the simplest things. It's not only tied to, oh, a man or a woman or human beings. Let me just say, I don't think I'm ever going to change my perspective on love based on people that didn't know better or based on people that were hurt and decided to hurt other people. You know, hurt people. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, we're all blessed with free will. What's your dream soft life moment you're working towards? Guys, my dream soft life, my dream soft life is not having to wake up to go to work, but being financially stable, child. Getting paid to live out my lifestyle. Like, you know, they're like influencers that get paid to live their life. I want to get paid to live my life. That's soft life for me. That's peak soft life, where it's like, I'm getting paid to wake up and do a morning routine. I'm getting paid to go pick up coffee. I'm getting paid to go for that Pilates class. I'm getting paid to drive to Sephora to pick up products. I'm getting paid to come home and just sit down and do my makeup. Like, that is peak soft life. Like, I know content creation is hard because, trust me, I am doing it, and child, it is a job. It is a job and a half. But I don't know if you guys watch like South African influencers. Guys, South African influencers are what I want to be, what I strive to be when I grow up. Those girlies are living life. It's brand event after brand event after brand event. Guys, I want to go to Cape Town too. Like, fly me out to Cape Town. Like, Maybelline, send me products or something. Like, guys, they be having PRs after PRs after PRs. Like, Minenhle Langa gives me life. Simpiwe gives me life. Petunia, life, child. Crystal Z, life. The Johannesburg influencers, love them down. Grace Mondlane, come on now, guys. Coffee, no milk, guys. Clarissa is literally my aesthetic. She's in my mind, Clarissa is my aesthetic. Like, Clarissa, the Vicky, Grace Mondlane, come on, sign me up right now. What's something small you do that makes you feel like that girl? Showing up for myself. Like, knowing that I went to the gym, knowing that I hit that PR, knowing that I'm sitting here and I'm just doing my makeup, knowing that I can afford my lifestyle currently. I can pay my bills. I can enjoy a little bit of life. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice about enjoying life, what would it be? Stop doing the abantu bazothini. Stop trying to impress abantu and just enjoy life for you. You know that trend that's going around where it's like, I met up with my younger self for coffee and she ordered this and I ordered that. I want to do that. I feel like that's such a cute concept. What's a lesson you learned the hard way but you're grateful for? Like, be careful who you hang out with. Be careful what you allow into your life, because some temporary things have lasting effects, and people ain't people, darling. People ain't people, and only you have got you the way that you want to have you. At the end of the day, people are going to disappoint you, and what remains constant is God. One thing I had to learn the hard way was learning that life without God is literally meaningless. Oh my God, this thing switched off. How do you know when it's time to let go of a friendship? Your intuition. Pray about it. That removal prayer, child, will come in clutch. I always do that removal prayer every single time, guys. Every single time. I do that removal prayer for relationships, friendships, literally anything, jobs, opportunities. If it's not meant for me, it's not going to stay. If it's meant for me, or it's meant to stay in my life to give me lessons out of it, then by all means, you know. What's something you've started doing that has made you feel more at peace? Keeping in my lane and just doing me. And also like extending more grace to myself, understanding that I'm doing this life thing for the first time as well. And it's not every time that I'm going to have stuff figured out. Going easy on myself, talking to myself in a nicer tone. I feel like for the longest time, I wasn't speaking to myself very nicely. And I was asking myself, like, if someone spoke to me the way that I speak to myself, would I like it? And my answer was no. And I had the answer for myself. Just being nice to myself. So I am back. I had to leave because my battery and my lights were dying. What's the biggest mindset shift that changed your confidence? Honestly, guys, faking it until I make it. The Lulu is the best Lulu. I know nothing about this makeup thing, but I still chose to do it. I still chose to do a video about it. You see? So just like being delusional, believing in yourself, telling yourself you're that girl, because you are that girl. Kid you not. Someone who's at the top will see you trying and not discourage you because they were once there trying, and their trying got them there. And one step at a time, we'll make it. We'll make it, child. But anyways, that's it for me today, guys. This is the finished makeup look. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.